It's a...
What?
Is this what you
It's
were
red?
expecting
Get out
to
of here.
happen?
Wait, you turned the green creeper
It's
into
a
red?
red
What is
creeper.
What is that thing?
It's a sentient creeper in a tuxedo. Everybody run. Welcome back to Legacy Weekly. Our editor is the Mima and my name is Noteworthy59. I'm here as a stand-in narrator as the hunt for team members continues. So before you do anything else, head into the description to join our Discord server and maybe apply for position on the Legacy Weekly channel as well. Since we've been offline solving our issues for the past few weeks, we've got a mega recap prepared for you today, with hopefully uninterrupted episodes from now on. With no further ado, the events and highlights of the Legacy SMP these weeks. Starting off with PythonGB, who has hopped onto the Legacy SMP exactly 2 months into the season. Or more precisely, he was lightning struck onto the server by a combination of 3 channeling tridents, a gold farm item tube, and the magic of video editing. The assembled Legacies take him on a ragtag tour of the Legacy SMP so far, so if you're new here, just go watch his first episode yourselves because there's nothing we can do that would make it any better. The link is in the iCard.
Do you have flower pots in here? How can you have a flower shop but no flower pots? What?
Good question.
Oh, wow.
To begin his season, Python heads over to the Winter Wonderland, planning for his future base to be a Game of Thrones inspired wall. He swiftly sets down residence in a nearby ravine, loots a mineshaft, and is jump scared by phantoms.
We've got plenty of coal, got plenty of iron. Oh my! Oh! Oh boy! Uh-oh!
Python's new neighbor, Gemini, has taken greater lengths towards securing her Ice Queen personality. After replacing the shopkeeper Frosty, she raises a large amount of the palace's walls on stream and in time-lapse, adding grey to white gradients all across their surfaces. She starts on a proper entrance and fountain square at the base of her castle, changes her skin and UI to better fit the setting, and recruits Aurora the polar bear as her first animalian subject, besides the 2 Svens.
Oh my gosh, I'm going on an adventure with a polar bear. Oh wait, this is the dream I didn't know I had.
Her Sub-Zero base isn't the only thing she's been renovating. The Clue Corp headquarters is given a completely new look outside and in, providing Jimmy Clueless a spacious office, a dining room for hungry clients, and a flush piston door into his case room. Jem constructs a House on Wheels dollar store in the shopping district Swamp, selling the bits and bobs lying around her base and stock chests. A much more specialized and fiery shop is built by Avomance, who has gone on undoubtedly numerous hell hunts to stock a new nether product store. Nether You Mind is a rough dome of rock juxtaposed on a nether portal, with shelves filled with all things fire dimension. As of the making of this episode, he is selling Wither Skulls for 4 diamonds, so any beacon-thirsty Legacies will be missing out if they don't take up his deals.
With the amount of grind you've got to do for a Wither Skull, that is an absolute bargain. Anybody that says otherwise is a liar.
Avo organizes the storage chests that had been a pain in the neck since his starter home was constructed. He also installs a runway with landing lights and several new wooden modules in his treehouse base, and purchases the 4th Chim-approved bee kit this season. Pearlescent Moon goes on some serious exploring for a variety of reasons. Her first is a woodland mansion raid with the Adventurer's Guildmaster himself, flying out 22 kilometers following a freshly traded map. The loot is a little disappointing, but she harvests the mansion's bookshelves, which means she'll be set with her lectern demands for at least 2 hours.
Lecterns should last you at least 2 hours. What do you mean, 5 minutes?
2 days later, she goes out looking for a mushroom biome with Sean, stopping at basically every natural generation along the way. Sean dies twice and then ditches Pearl, who manages to nab 3 notch apples from raiding temples. The stream chat then turns rather genocidal, leading to Pearl dynamiting villages and killing animals. It was a stream chat, we swear. Her industrial wasteland base gets more towers, more details, and a terraformed wall separating it from the ocean. She also goes hunting for a trident the never-fashioned way of actually looking for drowned, ending up the owner of a loyal javelin off-stream. To return the music discs that she seems to be constantly stealing from Sean, Pearl builds a small archery range outside the jousting arena with the records set in item frames. Sean had better not question it if all the discs come back like number 11. By the way, congrats again on 100k!
It's a dog for a walk, he's gonna feel so sad. And I'm being extreme. Did he just boot scoot on the ground? Did he just...
We get some more Trident action from Slicedlime, whose airship tower undergoes major transformation these few weeks. On the outside shell, he adds new decorations such as lighting it up with sea lanterns and constructing a foundation, whose large window-framed archways look kind of like skulls. The farm inside yields another 2 Tridents, with Lime selling one to Logic and placing the other in the AGHQ, sending Sausage a raven to let him know of the latter.
The derpiest raven of all time has arrived for Mythical Sausage. We've left our message, we've left the Trident.
Lime reworks the Iron Farm, first installing a context-losing mechanism to refresh the villager panic modes, then moving the whole setup into the sky once he decides it would do well in a zeppelin of corresponding style. He shows us a demonstration of his blast-proof wooden floor, which is a major part of his future minigame. All we know of it at the moment is that it will involve a wither tussle and lots of explosions.
It's going to involve quite a wither fight, let's just say, so that's what we're digging for here.
LogicalGeekBoy rigs up a new mob farm of his own in the desert to be free of buying mob drops, namely Pearl's rockets. Rates are awesome, but he needs someone to make it look nicer. Ironically, that someone is Pearl, as a favor for saving her life earlier on. He also organizes the gold farm storage system and lends some name tags from Arcalis, using them on capturing a creeper that later turns into Python. Logic constructs the 3 bunker trials for Sausage to get his pickaxe back. Flora's lava parkour, a question with deadly wrong answers, and a 1x1 pufferfish water maze. Each accomplished trial opens an etho door to the end of a hallway where the pickaxe resides. Afterwards, Flip walls off the entire place with concrete and functionalizes the 3x3 elevator. Logic wastes no time in personally welcoming Python to the server, showing him around his various bases and farms, and presenting him a very expensive care package.
You might
Dude, the
find
red shulker box by
you might
itself.
find useful.
Holy mother!
So yeah, that is for you, my friend.
Back in his natural environment of the end, Logic tests out plans for a gargantuan villager trading hall. The word hall doesn't do close to justice to its sheer scale. The design involves 2 circular rainbow roads as far out as the bedrock gateways, with 13 spokes, 1 for each of the villager professions.
We get everything right, all the blocks in the correct places. We're going to create a schematic of this and use Lightmatica in survival to place the blocks correctly.
It's Wandering Trader hunting season as proclaimed by Fwip in his new game. 11 people have added a diamond block to the prize pool at time of writing, and members of the hunting lodge are already trying to find automatic solutions. Lime, for example, heads south and constructs a massive stone platform of the ocean, representing the maximum area where robed testificates can spawn. The big passive farm so far has only provided 1 trader and its llamas.
I'll keep using this as much as I can for the duration of this competition, I suppose.
Flip himself, after clearing his old base of escaped villagers, encases the TNT tree farm in a new building. On top, he lights up a holographic willow tree, using up 15 stacks of end rods in the process. We're waiting to see whether he'll rebrand it as a ghost once Halloween rolls around, since that's exactly what it looks like with shaders turned on.
But that's exactly what I want. I think it looks really cool. It's kind of blobby and weird, but I think that's okay. I think that's kind of part of the charm of it.
The cyberpunk city now features an iron farm, a kelp farm, and a cactus to die farm. In the Wither Rose Farm's toxic harvester is given the name of its greatest nemesis. Over in Sausage's area, Fwip builds great stone ruins on the plateau above Bunker 23, along with the scattering of dying plant life. And also, we can't forget his construction of observation of the double dirt cult warnings directed towards Germ.
He who doth not double dirteth shall suffer the wrath of the double dirt cult. The dirt shall be twice.
Germsy Boy, clothes torn from breaking his back in the fields, finds the floating dirt hinge monument and is mildly unsettled by its aggressive signs. After shrugging both the clothes and the threats off, he levels out a hill that isn't 1 block thick. In its place, he speed builds the Tuscan Honey Chapel into existence using Lightmatica's easy place mode, drawing so much backlash that he vows never to use it again.
I thought it was super cheaty and I wasn't going to use it again, but everybody had to get mad at me in the comments anyways. But that's okay. I'm not mad about it.
The hilly land beside the church is excavated as well, making way for several large real-life inspired structures drawing the praise of several other legacies. Inside the main town, he extends the canal and builds more house facades, which is a consistent indicator of his rapid progress.
Man, this skyline here is just so cool. I really like the skyline from this spot right here.
Esmajo's got a whole new look, and a whole new part of his fantasy castle too. The floor inside his main tower is transformed with star-shaped patterns of his typical yellow and cyan palette. Back at the shopping district, he takes down Vigo's barricade and buys out all the wagon stock. We suppose both of them are happy with the wool competition now.
That's 27 diamonds. Wow, that is awesome. Let's restock here and make some more diamonds here.
In the 4 quadrants of his floating castle, Asmager constructs some chunks of grassy land connected by log bridges, adding to the overall suspended feel. For the moment though, they are just misshapen place, so he calls it Flip to properly stalactify them.
Yeah, kind of like
Or are you looking
stalag-
for like kind of like okay?
more like stalagmites kind of thing, so like going down to a point.
If you're looking for more floating islands, look no further than Vigoman's constantly changing base, where he's finally changed that piece of land to the rest of his booming town. After retiring Captain Dolly and a couple of mountain cows to a skyblock country life, he constructs all sorts of new buildings in the steampunk village, such as storage silo containment, a mech statue feature in the square, and an Irish pub, the last of those with inspiration from the Pearlshine Tavern.
It's some kind of cat cafe, and when I was in Japan, that was a pretty big thing, so this is kind of cool.
Vigo rides the Steambuster Turbo 3000 out to Jersey Boy's Tuscan City, buying a plot of land nearby and smoothing out the hill for a cozy villa on top. Down the slope he adds fields of flowers and crops along a forested garden path. During its construction, a cuddle pig inside wandered just a bit too close to the fireplace before it was even named by the comment section. Rest in peace, Vigoman MC. Steampunking up his nether portal to join Portal Wars 2020, which we'll get to later, Vigo flattens out a remote island to experiment with farming wandering traders. He doesn't get much of anything, but he takes it well as a learning experience. He builds another hot air balloon for general mob farming, and after some time of rather low output, he flies up to investigate, only to find a creeper party celebrating the arrival of their red brother Python.
Excuse me guys, why did you not invite me? I need to fix that.
Solidarity's week of humiliation has come and gone, during which his skin featured bamboo up the butt, berry bushes on his feet, a pink pacifier, and a gem trademark flower crown for good measure. Nevertheless, he puts his time to good use, telling Flip that the infesting rabbits were so muscular that they managed to bury the golden carrot food truck. As a bite of karma, he goes looking for the vendor, only to turn up among Flip's iron farm villagers, unintentionally spooking him out of the cyberpunk city. With a look at the new and improved Clue Corp HQ, Solidarity is thoroughly pleased with Gemini's work, and returns the favor by putting up a 10 diamond bounty on her head on the AGHQ quest board. Elsewhere in the shopping district, he stacks a couple giant dirt blocks on the top of each other, furnishing their insides with log pillars and foliage, and opens the tower with the name Dirt for Days, offering all kinds of cubic sod.
Please don't feed the Bruce, they bite children. So it's a good thing that we put those up, because Sean might get bitten.
He also gets to go on a game show too, when Gem and Sausage bring him over and encase him in a test tube. With Flip, Python, and Sean attending, Solidarity manages to correctly answer 6 out of 10 fairly rudimentary questions about Minecraft trivia, but ends up getting dunked in lava anyway.
Yeah. Sausage! Sausage! Smoking! Sausage! I can't get out! I'm dead!
There's been a common enemy between him and Mythical Sausage, the latter of whom has had an unsolved case sitting in Clue Corp for the past month. Together they build a giant fried egg draped across the Arcalis fishbowl, with the usual serving of chicks hurled onto the build.
That's a lot of chickens!
That is a lot of chickens!
Oh,
They're all gonna grow up!
Yes, they're gonna be big and strong!
When he's not retaliating for pink concrete udders or covering Gemini's base in snow golems, Sausage introduces signs of radiation around his claimed area. The first of these are a water treatment plant and power armor station, along with a disaster-ridden riverbank on the gorge leading towards Pearlescent Moon's base. He also adds cracked roads running across the land, and purchases a Buzzy bundle for an upcoming honey plant in the village husk.
Man,
Oh my God.
half used shears. Man, this is a beautiful. And have one more diamond as a tip. That's beautiful.
Oh, cool, dude. Thanks.
Seeing Flip's nether portal decorated in grander fashion than his own, he upgrades his bunker-style frame to kickstart Portal Wars 2020, which may just be the least expected and most ridiculous declaration of war we've come across this season. When completing his bunker trials, he actually struggles most at the lava parkour, partly because the two pufferfish in the water maze just couldn't get enough of each other.
He made
They're
it. He
all
made
stuck
it.
over
Oh.
here.
Wow, you see that? You see? I
Oh,
told
that
you I
was-
was a professional. I
okay.
told you.
Arcalis is kind of ticked off, both by the agonizingly slow removal of his fried egg with shears, and by the consistent mispronunciation of his name by Solidarity. I mean, Arcalius is just wrong, isn't it?
Where is an I in the after the L? It's not Arcalius, okay guys? Get that right.
Username rants aside, Archie sets up an AFK spider grinder making use of 2 spawners, with auto bamboo harvesters linked to an etho hopper clock inside the walls. The storage room for this project is given a jungly makeover, which would probably be the last biome you actually want to find spiders in, but hey, it looks cool.
It's small, it's simple, it needs some item frames, of course, but overall I'm really happy with this style.
Catherine Elizabeth brings out the fantasy of our district with newly constructed elven cottages, water pools, and funky purple mushrooms dotted around her original tree. That tree is given a larger vined canopy, some dangling lanterns, and a bubble elevator inside its base heading underground.
The color of this. Excuse me? You all saw that water disappear.
Nashcrafter furnishes the inside of her main circus tent, and returns from buying an exclusive gold pass to find a shady book in her house. Upon taking it, she is dropped into an RTX showcase hallway, then emerges on the other side right into a wither fight. After she defeats it, a mythical figure named Gwen calls from the Shadow Realm, describing the beacon's purpose in rebuilding the lost city.
That is an artificial intelligence beacon terminal. AIB for short.
The cyberpunk district then becomes Nash's new home, where her first in-style decoration is a storage system in the gash of a ravine.
It gives that feeling already. So without having to create these like giant skyscrapers, I can use the mountains that are already here.
Another skeletal hydra meets its end at the hands of Chimney Swift, who brings back a cured villager from the caves to add to his non-zombified collection. Despite his statement some time ago that he has little need for a megabase, one of those is taking shape in the cyberpunk district. He constructs a grid of concrete converters in the air and prints out a giant grey platform, along with a stained glass fog floor and villager trading barracks.
If you want, you can lower them down to be exposed to the zombie behind, so that you can do zombie, cure them and get zombie trades.
It's at this point in time where we find Chim's destiny written in the stars, when a booming voice delivers a message to the Honey Chapel pastor. The Holy Bible itself, again, could be made much simpler for us and you by going to watch the cinematic yourself. Link, once again, is in the iCard. An enlightened Chimney Swift spreads copies of the Bible around the map, receiving mixed feedback from the base inhabitants.
Give me this. The Holy Bible. No thank you. I don't have that kind of time.
His not as sticky situations for this episode include his inspection of the 2 Buzzy Bundle purchasers, as well as selling advertising time on the shopping district billboard. An easy 10 diamonds are made via the Adventurers Guild when Gem provides him a free head, completing Solidarity's bounty quest with no blood spilled.
What kind of friend wants you dead? That's kind of weird, but whatever. I don't think we're supposed to ask questions here in the Adventurers Guild, but
I don't know.
Lastly, for this episode, there's Sean Bits, who's also making the concrete printer go drrrr for construction of a new base. His recent appearances have shown him as Shaunik the Bedhog, who looks disturbingly like the sock puppet from Baldi's Basics. This wonderfully wacky skin is apparently an improvement to his building speed, allowing him to tear down the old Asian village with ease. The newly freed space is now taken up by a real-life inspired Japanese castle, sharing white wall colors of the destroyed houses but with a much smoother texture. Much of the exterior and basic furnishings are already complete.
I've worked very hard on this. I've spent probably like 5 hours already working on it. And yeah, it's been kind of obnoxious.
And that's just about it. Wait, what? We have another animal friend to mourn before the recap ends? Oh, how sad. Very well, let the pang of respects commence. And that should be just about it for this recap. Once again, please consider applying for our team through the Google form in the description below, since Garasimnus won't be able to return as our narrator due to time constraints, and I'd like another person in script writing. As per usual, if we overlooked anyone or anything major, please let us know in the comment section. Once again, our editor is The Mima, and my name is Noteworthy59. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this recap. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next Saturday on Legacy Weekly.